All right, so I am so stoked to be here. I'm happy to be here for our WriteNow Writers Group session 26, holiday edition, special holiday edition. And what's so special about the holiday edition? Well, we will find out. We'll see what our crazy writer brains come up with for our Christmas writing. But I'm glad to have you here. For those of you joining us today, today's gonna be a little bit of a shorter meeting. This is the first meeting where we're meeting a little earlier in the day than normal. And we're going to be going a little shorter. We're going to be chatting about some writing nonsense, writing stuff. If there's anything you want to talk about, drop it down in the comments. We would love to share. We would love to chat with you. And then we'll get one writing sprint. So that way we can get a little bit of writing in today and see what our holiday brains can come up with. For those of you who are new to the community, I'm Kaufman. I'm on a mission to solve the writing problems of the world by putting a dragon on it. So come join us because we're starting right now. All right, and this is my my fellow writer, co-host, and all of you know. I'll let you take it away.
So I'm Chat Soul, everyone. I think about everyone can recognize me by this point. Known for apparently my a lot of writing a lot of words. So currently still working through Shifting Flame and To Haven's Edge, and I'm going back to school either in a week or in 4 weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna be pretty busy soon.
Yeah, man. The new year is going to bring in so many other, so much more craziness, new goals, new strategies. I'm thinking about something that's on my mind. I'm like, okay, I know I've made some good progress with Scarecrow. I'm kind of curious from the writer perspective, how many books are you going to try to get through in 2025? Let me pose this to the community. Let me welcome everyone in. If you're just hopping in, I would love to hear, what's your writing goal for 2025? Do you have like a book that you want to get through, or a series, or like, hey, I just want to write. I just want to be a writer. Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And by the way, welcome, Megan. Merry Xmas, everyone, and a Merry Sinsmas to anyone here yet for the Xmas Writers Chat Party. I know you're taking up, you're leading the way today, Megan, which is awesome. I'm just chilling and resting off a delicious Xmas meal. Like, I know I haven't eaten yet. We're doing Xmas dinner. So I'm like, everybody's, people are probably ahead of me. I'm just a working stiff. All I do is work. And Rachel, chilling with a game. Ooh, that's fun. Welcome, my friend. You're like, Christmas games are always fun. Writing games are always fun. I always try to get my family into playing board games. I love board games. The problem is because they know that I'm the strategist. Whenever I play a board game with them, they team up on me because they know I have the advantage. So it always becomes a team up on Jared.
Oh my god, that is just awesome. But I understand that.
Oh man, Megan's like, mine's been good. Got lots of cool stuff. My bro gave me a Harry Potter Hogwarts Express paper train model kit. Damn, that actually sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. Makes me want to play Hogwarts Legacy again, actually. Oh man, let's see. And then what else? And Mary, what's up? Just checking in. I really don't do holidays, but hope those that do have a nice one. Totally understandable. I know not everybody is a holiday fan. I know for a lot of people, holidays is craziness. Seeing the family once or twice a year. Other people, holidays is I have to go buy a lot of presents because it's a capitalistic holiday in the US generally. For others, maybe it's a break from work, or maybe it's making more money at work. So I think holidays is a little different for everyone with where you're at in your life. But I think from the writer side of me, I always like to think of Christmas and New Year's as kind of like the check-in with myself, as I kind of like to think back of like, okay, first off, what am I grateful for? I like to think about like, what am I grateful for that I'm at in this stage of my life? Because life is short. I put myself in like a year ago and I'm like, how much I've gone through, how much has changed. So I think about all the things I'm grateful for, and then I try to goal set for 2025. Hey, what's up, Eva? Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you in here on this fine holiday. Let's see. And Rachel, yes. Yes. Always put a dragon on it. I approve of that message. Granted, Rachel, I love your logo, so I will always approve of dragons. What's up, Zencast? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 my friend. And it's Corbus. Welcome. Writing is my life and passion. It's Corbus. You're my new best friend. I fully approve of this message.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, writing is my life and passion. I think anybody who's seen me over the course of the past 300, what are we at? 360 almost? I'm probably almost at 360. I'm like, how many days are left? 360 consecutive writing streams as of today. Clearly, I think everybody knows I like to write just a little bit. So definitely approve. You come to the right place, my friend. So I know this brings me with more questions, but yeah, wait, what was the question I asked? I already went right.
So what are we wanting to focus on? What books are we wanting to focus on for this year?
Yes. So I would love to hear from you if you're in the chat. What are your writing goals for 2025? Are you trying to write a book? Trying to write a story? Gonna write a script? You're like, hey, I'm gonna write 10 books next year. All right, guys, let's be realistic. Unless those 10 books like shorts and you're like, hey, I did 10 books this year, that's a realistic goal. If you're like, you got a job, you go to school, you got kids, and you're going to try to write 10 books, you know yourself best. So I'm always about make strategies, make systems of writing that are just as easy as possible for you to accomplish with your lifestyle. Even if that writing is like once a week, once a day, changes for everyone. So what are some of your writing goals for 2025?
I have two main goals, and that's finish Shifting Flame and finish To Haven's Edge and publish both of them by the end of the year. Shifting Flame, I'm really trying to shoot for a June release. To Haven's Edge, I have no idea yet. I'm still kind of like in the outlining, beginning writing phase right now. I also need to start on Raging Inferno, the third and final book of the Pirates trilogy, as well as, at the very least, I need to actually write down an outline for The Glowing Timepiece, which takes place between books 2 and 3. You need to read book 2 to get the context, but it's not required, so it's not considered part of the trilogy. Okay. It's just kind of like a little bit of extra, and finally to give Kasai some peace. And maybe not make him hate me so much. Aside from that, I'm hoping to finish at least a few of my fan fictions and really keep up with One Piece. Because my God, the last chapter was just, I kind of squealed. It was like, oh my God, yes, a fairy has been proved.
I know fan fictions are a whole nother beast, but granted, it's a little different because you're writing in the world of a pre-existing set of rules already. So it could be easier or harder. Easier in that you don't have to create a world. Harder in that your character framework you have to apply to the previous conventions, trends, quirks.
It's just very limited.
It's a different style, right? You're writing within a set of rules and guidelines.
And sometimes they're extremely restrictive, because I know there's writers like myself who do a lot of original characters or OCs, but then most writers I tend to see for fan fictions, they don't use original characters. They use existing characters, so they're not adding in anything new. And they have to adhere, every single character of theirs has to adhere to whatever they're like in the book, in the game, in the movie, in the whatever it's from. And if you don't have, and with an original character, you can, within reason, you can do whatever you want. It just has to stay within that world. But if I'm writing Luffy or Zoro, I can't go outside of their personalities without it breaking.
Yeah.
So it adds on, the complexity with that alone is just, it's a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I think it also comes down to your understanding of the world as well. If you're like a huge fan of something, and I think like, all right, am I going to write a character that's like heavily based and influenced on a main character, or am I writing a completely different character, not canon, that just exists in the world? So I think there's definitely a couple of different strategies and ways to go about it. But fan fiction does tend to be it tends to cast a wide net for newer writers who are just starting out on writing and who are still practicing, because it's generally a lot more work to build plots and worlds and to be able to weave everything together throughout the course of a novel.
One thing
So
though that's
definitely.
interesting is fan fictions. One of the characters from Pirates actually was based off an existing character from One Piece.
Oh, really?
And I ended up tweaking his personality a little bit to better fit Pirates, but no, he was actually based off Shanks. Well, his
Oh, that's
original
kinda cool.
iteration was. And he turned
The
out
original
a little
iteration.
different, but not much.
Well, that is very, very cool. So I know it sounds like you've got a couple projects in the works, which is awesome. I know Megan was sharing. Also, I want to try to get my writing as a second job too by trying to get commissions and writing jobs and submit to magazines and stuff. I think I started in August, September when I came across your writing community. Well, definitely good luck with that, Megan. I know I've seen some of your posts. I know going through Fiverr, most people do use Fiverr. I think trying to stand out on the Fiverr marketplace can be challenging at times because there's a lot of people
A
on
ton
there,
of people.
as I myself have experienced. I still haven't figured out the platform. So that's a learning process for me as well, but definitely wishing you the best of luck. I think it's always just keep trying new things until you see something that works and that resonates with people, that brings in money. But definitely good luck. And I like your second goal. You're like, read tons of books, get my poetry book published, continue writing my fan fiction, and improve my writing skills. You and me both, my friend. Even though I've been writing my entire life, my goal is to continue being a better writer and improving day by day by day. I thought I was an incredible writer even before starting this year. And every single day, every single person who comes into the community, every person I interview, every writer I network with, I'm always learning. I am always, always learning from others. And the amount that I've improved over the past year just from doing this is incredible. Like, everything just makes you a better storyteller, regardless what it is. And I think that's really, really cool. Zencast is like, I'm trying to write at least volume 1 of my story while balancing college. Yeah, college can definitely be a lot of work, especially depending on your major. College can be a lot of work, especially if you're trying to have a social life, you're trying to get the education aspect, and then you're trying to get your hobbies as well. So I think that's balance. It's all in the balance, my friend. But good luck with that. Would love to hear what your volume 1 is of your story that you're working on. I always love hearing about new writers' stories.
And yeah, I definitely wish you luck because I finished my first book while I was in college, and it was tricky doing that, but it was so worth it when it finished.
Yeah, once you get to like the end of a section, or once you finish like a book, or you hit a milestone, you feel such a sense of accomplishment, especially if you're leading a busy lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
And I think definitely a lot of times people don't take into consideration how much energy it takes to be creative, especially with writing. Even though like, all right, I'm sitting down, I'm writing in front of a computer, it takes energy to think about all the things, plan all the stuff, write it on paper. Even though you're sitting in front of a computer for 2, 4, 6, 8 hours, however long you write, it takes energy. And if you're a student or you have a 9-to-5 job or a family, like it's a lot more. I think a lot of people don't take it into consideration how much energy writing takes, how much it takes to be creative, and then be able to weave all the things, flow it all together, and all the stuff. So definitely, definitely good luck. Let's see. Mary's like, I'd like to get one book done. I write a lot of other stuff too. Maybe organize it and have another smaller book in mind. Lots of notes ready for that one. Oh, that's exciting, Mary. That's really, really exciting. I know I've been loving seeing the tale of crystals of young Danessa and Jasper. I'm definitely loving seeing how they're coming along. I totally have faith in you, my friend. Let's see. So it definitely looks like we got some good ones. Let's see. I'm seeing if there's anyone else. Did I bang the noggin? No, my skin gets irritated really easy. I like get super red. It's kind of funny. Probably because I'm drinking an energy drink, in all honesty. Let's see. Rachel, you're like, me, the Hubs, and my co-writers met in fanfic groups in the late 90s and early 2000s. We were considering shifting some of that older writing and ideas to a new fiction. You know, that's really interesting because trends change. And I think with where the internet and where readers' expectations are today is different than where they were at 10 years ago. And I mean, especially in the early 2000s, over 20 years ago. So I think that's an interesting strategy. I mean, something that writers will do with stories is they'll take a classic story or a classic model or format and then bring it to a new audience. Because if something worked in the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, whenever, 100 years ago, there's a classic that worked, it'll probably work again. You just have to figure out how to modernize it and make it your own.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So that's really, really cool. Let's see. And that sounds like that's the background 2025 project. Well, definitely wishing you luck because I know that sounds like such an endeavor. Aw, you're like Rachel. So many people in the community have been so helpful. So glad to have found it. Absolutely. Glad to have you in the community, my friend. Rachel's like, wow, that takes great discipline, Chetzel.
Discipline and too much shame.
And then that meme comes to mind. Shame. Shame.
Yep, because literally my husband shamed me into finishing the book. So
well, it definitely works when you have an accountability partner, especially a shame accountability partner.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that made the difference, but it actually kind of hurt. And it's like, oh, maybe I should actually get this done. Otherwise, I'm going to feel really bad, and I don't like this.
Oh, well, clearly something worked for you, Solvix. I mean, you got into gear and finished it after 20 years.
Yeah, and it took 6 months after that point to actually finish it finally. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yes, it definitely worked, and I had it published after 3 months after it was done. So.
All right, so we'll have to remind your husband next year if you start getting too behind in your writing projects what to do.
Yeah, don't tell him because he might go overboard.
Oh man, Megan's like, yeah. Since I came across this group, my writing has improved and trying new stuff. Totally cool. Really, really happy that our group's been able to provide some motivation and skill building. You know, guys, that's my goal. And I guess actually, I'll go my goals. My goal for 2025 is continue live streaming every day, continue doing the writing streams daily, continue just growing the overall writing community to bring in more writers. It's my philosophy that the more writers that are in the community, the more styles of writing that we have, the more skill sets, the more feedback, and the more everything becomes more of a cyclical process. So when you're struggling with your writing, you can come in and then you can connect with another writer that might have a similar background or similar vibe, or you can come in the live streams and hang out. So it's really my goal to create the number one all-inclusive writing community that really elevates writing and the art of writing and really what it means to be a writer. Doesn't matter whether you're an author, doesn't matter whether you're a screenwriter or a poet, writing is writing. The structures are different. The structures are very different between writing a script, writing a graphic novel, writing a play, writing a book. But the core storytelling principles tend to be similar.
Yep, the fundamentals do not change regardless of the medium.
Exactly, right? Whether you're writing and I say this all the time, whether you're writing a story about a knight on a quest in a fantasy world and they go into space and there's time traveling and multiple universes, you still have a protagonist at heart as compared to a real life story about somebody battling cancer, right? Real life stories, you still have a character that has to go through a core journey, regardless of the world, shape, and context that it takes place in. So I think that is something that always speaks to me, and understanding how do I create a compelling story that I'll feel proud of, and that also work for whoever I'm writing it for the readership. You look like you had a thought, Sol.
No, just my brain was just kind of like fuzzing out for a second.
Yeah, so I was like, I think my overall writing goal is definitely continue helping to grow the community in 2025. I'll be making some announcements during the Right Now-a-thon this weekend for what the 2025 Right Now calendar looks like. But what I can say right now is that for those of you who've been with us in 2024, expect that and bigger. So we're definitely going to be doing more. If you guys, we'll see how we last after this weekend. We'll see. Hopefully, assuming that I make it through the weekend in one piece after 25 hours of streaming. So assuming that I survive, then 2025 will be bigger.
Hey, at least you're not doing it alone, right?
Exactly. And Soul, I am so grateful to have you here. And actually, like, speaking of gratitude, I guess this is actually my next question that comes to mind. Is like, wait, let me finish what my previous thought. Right now, building Last Scarecrow. Last Scarecrow is my other main goal. Early spring release, but gratitude. We can't. I feel like part of life and part of one of my philosophies is trying to be aware and grateful for what we have, without putting it in like a lighthearted. It's not not like a lighthearted like social media post. Like, I think it's just something for yourself, something to be aware of, because life can be crazy and life can be short. Most people don't make changes. The average person doesn't make excremental changes or make large changes to their life until big life things happen. Marriage, death, life changes, moving, job changes. Like, people don't make huge changes until they happen. And I'm of the mindset that, like, because like life is crazy, and that's what I love about life, that I try to be grateful for what I have in the moment when I have it, because I don't know when it will change.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I try to be like, and it's not something I'm like, okay, I don't have to say like gratitudes every day, but I think just for myself, I'm like, okay, well, what is something that I'm grateful for? And I know I was saying this before, Sol, but I'm truly grateful to have you in the community. I really am. I'm glad that we connected. And like, for those of you who don't know, Sol was actually one of the very first writers that I connected with this year. Sol was definitely one of the first. I think you responded through one of the Facebook posts.
I think that's how I found you, because
Mm-hmm.
I joined one of the I joined like an early writing group. I think I was one of the first people there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of stuck around after that, and just if like the year would start over, I do this all again, because I mean, this community is just awesome. My own writing has gotten better. I've been seeing other people improve. I've been actually talking to other writers as well as other adults, which is a nice bonus. And considering like where I grew up, not many creative people, especially writers. So
Mm-hmm.
actually being able to talk to writers in any form is just awesome. And it just got better as the year went on, and then the weekly writing group started, and that made it even better, because like I actually get to connect with writers in general. And on top of that, well, I gotta admit, I don't connect with people very well. I'm actually not that much of a social person.
Which is crazy, because the way you come across online, since you've been in the community, like, you have a lot of energy. And I think maybe it's probably because you're passionate about like writing, gaming, and these things. It's just very obvious.
Yeah, that's actually one thing a lot of people have told me over the years, is when it comes to writing and gaming, they rarely have seen anyone more passionate than me when it comes to like my own stuff. And every time I hear that, it's like, oh, okay, this is like the 20th time I heard it, and I still don't believe it.
I know, it's kind of surreal. I know that this a lot of the times I like wake up with this lifestyle, and I just I feel like everything just feels surreal. I think that's kind of the best way to frame it. Yeah, it's crazy. I think when I think about the Right Now community, so I think I'm really grateful to meet a bunch of just different styles of writers.
Oh yeah.
So like everybody who comes here, everybody who's in the chat right now, all of our regular writers who are part of our community, all of the new faces, especially love it when people like yourself, Zencast. Like, I literally found this channel almost a week ago. All are welcome. I've been live streaming now, 360 consecutive streams, not stopping anytime soon. So like, this is the place to be if you ever need writing motivation, or you just want to chat with other writers. That's my goal. My goal with Right Now is just be that main writing outlet source.
And I gotta admit, compared to other writing groups I've seen online, this one really is specifically tailored for people who are newer to writing, or not as experienced, at least. Other writing groups I've seen, they're like my Tuesday group, for example. We just give each other critique and feedback. But granted, we're still learning. It's not the same as the Right Now community. The Right Now community, no, we're actually teaching each other. We're getting to see other writing styles and learn how they differ from our own and others. And it takes learning from other writers to an entirely new level.
Yeah, that's really interesting, Soul. I know when I first started off the year, and I was like, well, what do I really want to do with the live streams outside of just writing? I think originally I was like, okay, well, I know that I loved writing. I was like, okay, well, I'll just create like a writing YouTube channel. And I think over time, with what I talked about, and then the videos that came, and then the writers that showed up, I realized that a thing that most have in common is that writers want to either A, learn how to be a better writer, or B, just talk with and make friends with other writers. I think those were the two things that I tend to see in common with 99% of the writers who show up here. Originally, I thought there was a couple months where I thought, like, okay, maybe everybody wants to become an author. And I think that's part of it. Because we have screenwriters, we have poets, there's other styles in the community, but I think everybody wants to improve. And then there was a time where I'm like, okay, everybody who's in the community is a beginner. I'm like, but no, that's not necessarily the case. I think there's a greater percentage, but I think everyone's at different skill levels. And I think regardless of what skill level you're at, whether you've been writing for a year or whether you've been writing for 20 years, I think we recognize that we're learning from each other. Yep. Right. And that's part of the process. Yeah. Yeah, which I think is really, really cool. Let's see. And then Megan's like, it's good to have writing communities like this, even live streams each week. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. And I know that was something that I wanted to do because people don't do daily live stream as frequently. And I know there's no other daily writing live streamer out there. I'm pretty sure I'm still the only one doing daily writing live streams, but you know what? I'm sure there'll be others. Let's see. Megan's like looking forward to the write-a-thon. Absolutely. The Right Now-a-thon's going to be pretty epic.
Yeah.
Going to be pretty epic. Megan's like, in my time zone, it'll start at 11 a.m., aka 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central Time. Yeah, so I think this is a good moment to do a couple quick call outs. I'll go back to gratitude in just a second. But for any of our new writers in the community, if you're just joining us, follow and subscribe. We're here every day with the Right Now community, 360 consecutive days so far and counting, not stopping anytime soon. Whether you're looking for motivation, other writers to chat with, or like this writers group or many, many other styles of writing, tap those buttons and you'll be alerted when we go live. And then I know Megan was chatting about the WriteNow-a-thon, which is so epic. Soul, what's the WriteNow-a-thon?
So basically, it is just a technically 2 to 3 day 2-day event starting, and also Friday night as well. Friday night kicks it off with a holiday movie, holiday party, just nice little hangout. And then Saturday and Sunday, we have, like nearly 80 different events that are going on, from writing games to all kinds of this.
Yeah, and I was like, I need to put up the rest of the events. These are like some of the reveals so far. The biggest undertaking that this is going to be the biggest undertaking, right? And you guys can see the stream schedule that I have posted here, right? So these are all in Pacific time. But yeah, all day Saturday, Sunday. Fridays are a Discord party. So make sure to join us on Friday for the holiday Discord party. So I saw that you posted up over in our Right Now Discord. Anybody who wants to join the Discord and chat with the writers all the time, it's linked down in the YouTube description. But I saw you post in the Discord channel, so our holiday movies.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and read them off for people who haven't checked the Discord yet.
Okay.
Because I went ahead and picked 6 random movies from the movies that were listed. Let me get back up to it. All right, so we got White Fang with Ethan Hawke, A Muppet Christmas Carol, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, Polar Express, Jack Frost, and Christmas Chronicles Part 1. So far, the vote is for White Fang with Ethan Hawke, but that could change.
Ooh, I'm like definitely looking for. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I think I voted for Jack Frost and White Fang. I think both those movies. I don't think I've seen White Fang before. I was like, I'd be open to that. That'd be cool.
White
Jack
Fang is
Frost.
just awesome. Well, granted, the animated Netflix version isn't that great, but because they made it
Okay.
kid friendly and well,
It's kind of sucked. So like
there's only so much you can do to make that kid friendly.
So definitely anyone who hasn't voted yet, go vote over in the Right Now Discord channel for the Right Now Thon channel. In the Right Now server. There's the correct terminology. So, but yeah, that's gonna be part of our Friday Christmas party. So definitely would love to see everyone there. It will be a blast. So everyone go vote. Go vote on whichever movie you guys want to see.
And if you
Awesome.
plan on being on camera, I encourage you to wear your ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah, so our Friday Discord event, we're gonna kick it off with the live stream here on our normal live stream segment, and then we'll hop over into the Discord, and anybody who wants to hop on camera with us in the Discord server, it'll be kind of like a holiday event. We'll show off our holiday attire. I have something really cool that I'll be wearing for it, and then we'll all watch the movie together, whichever movie we decide upon. So it'll definitely be really cool. Let's see. So Friday will be good. And it looks like we definitely have a lot of gratitude, a lot of things people are grateful for here in the community. Megan, Megan is like, I'm grateful for my mother, brothers, and grateful for incredible friends, and grateful for being a writer. Grateful for how much I've grown over this year. And let's not forget the one Wednesday I was the word count queen.
I'm never gonna live that down.
Oh man, I know. I like Bobby beat you one week and Megan beat you the other, and so you're like, all
And
right.
Courtney beat me once with smut for some.
Oh, that's right. And it's like nobody cares that Soul you've won it for over 20 groups. The fact that you got dethroned, that doesn't matter, Soul.
Hey,
oh,
you
man.
can make 100 good. You can do 100 good things, but you make one mistake. People never forget it.
Oh man, that cracks me up so much. Let's see. Mary's like, I never thought I would attempt a novel, and it started with a picture prompt displayed here. Yes,
that's awesome.
yes. I know. I haven't done the picture prompts in a while. I played around with different styles of picture prompts in the first 30 days of writing sprints before Scarecrow came to life. And then the writing sprints kind of focused on Scarecrow. I know I then started doing writing prompts on the Story and Critique show, a couple segments, but it pulls away from the critique show, which is already a long show. So it just wasn't feasible. And then I tried doing the writing sprints as part of the podcast, but the people weren't really there to do writing. People were there to watch the interviews. So then there just wasn't a place for it. So I kind of need to figure out a format to do the picture based free writes again. I'll probably play around next year at some point because those were fun. And I think it's actually really cool for anybody who just wants to get inspired and come up with a story. So that'd be super cool. But well, yep. So you're never live it down. The word count queen of One Wednesday, the legend. Which, speaking of word counts, I think this is probably the perfect segue to try to get a writing sprint in. So we're gonna do one writing sprint. We're gonna try to get a little bit of writing in today. Let's see. Let me set it. I was like, let's go 25 minutes. Yeah, so we're going to do one writing sprint. I'll throw this up. We'll get the music up, and we'll see what we can get into. Let's see. Make sure I have it on my end. So what you're working on Haven's Edge today, right?
Yep, I'm working on To Haven's Edge. I am in chapter 3, and I am actually getting to the end of Act 1 already.
Okay.
Maybe not this chapter, but I think the next. So actually kind of looking forward to that because that's about as much that's more or less what I have planned overall. And then after that is kind of more general stuff. But the fact that I'm already getting to the end of Act 1 and it's only been 2 weeks since I started it. Yeah, no, this book actually might go pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's some really good progress that you're making.
And he is going to help by purring and being cute.
Crow's going to Crow's the mascot.
Oh yeah, no, I think you actually said it the other night that he's kind of like the official mascot. I think at this point.
Crow
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
and for
is.
anybody who is who wants incentive to come to the holiday party on Friday, he is going to be wearing a sweater.
Ooh, so we'll get to see a cute crow themed sweater. That's pretty
Yes,
cool.
I'm going to put a sweater on you.
That's very, very cool. Crow's like, well, Crow's still sticking around, so clearly Crow's down.
I don't think he cares too much as long as he gets attention.
Let's see. And I think I'm all ready. So let's try to do 25 minutes. We'll see who can we'll see if Chat Soul will still reign supreme on our holiday writers group. Let's see what we can do. All right. So I got 25 minutes on the clock, and it's time to write now. All right. Writing sprint done. Writing sprint over. I was clearly getting into what I was working on. I think I felt pretty accomplished. Although I admit I wasn't writing. I'm prepping for WriteNow-a-thon. But equally important with the WriteNow-a-thon is now, my God, 2 days away. Wait, today's Wednesday? WriteNow-a-thon is day after tomorrow. Mind blown. God, that's crazy. So yes, that is my focus. But I definitely got a lot of progress on what I was working on. Definitely very, very happy. How did that writing sprint treat the rest of you, my friends? Were you able to make some progress? Hopefully, maybe just a little bit. So how about you? Were you able to get some words in?
860.
I'm not surprised though. I think
But
if
I'm
you
getting
have
towards the end of chapter 3, which is really nice because that means that the middle of the next chapter will be the major inciting incident at the end of Act 1. So that is going to be awesome that I'm finally reaching that.
Well, it's good that that's great that you're making some progress. I know. I think I feel that anything below like 700 for you is an off day on your average like writing sprints.
Yeah, that actually sounds about right.
But that's a great place to be in, right? That's your style, and that's what works for your process. I know for me, I consider a good writing sprint. For me, it's not about the word count. For me, it's more about the did I accomplish like the theme. It's almost like I go into writing sprints with like there's something that I want to accomplish, whether it's like a character development thing, a plot point, or technique. And then I feel like if I accomplish that, and it feels like if it came out the way that I intended, then I feel successful. And sometimes that might be 10 words for me. Sometimes that might be 1,000. But I think for me that's and that's like just like the way that my brain thinks. So, but once again, everybody's different. And I think that's what I like about writers.
I consider myself successful if not that I get a lot of words, even though that is nice, but more
that's like the side effect.
Yeah. I just want to get to the point that I'm working towards. That could be the end of the chapter. That could be the end of the scene. That's kind of what I shoot for, is just the end of this exact moment. Which in this case is trying to get to the end of Act 1, and I'm getting there.
That totally makes sense. And I think that's definitely a great goal to go for. Yeah, and I mean, as long as we're making progress, like that's what counts, my friends. I know Megan's like, okay, I got about 100 words or so words but that's good. I'll try more later as long as I don't doze off. I know, especially after all the Christmas food and then all the leftovers. Like, trust me, most people are sleeping early on Christmas. Don't know if I'll keep them, but Mary's like, but 240, nice. I'm just so happy that we're making some writing progress today on a holiday. Like that's a really great place to be in, my friends. Most people will take a holiday off, so very, very happy that we were able to get our sprint in today. Zencast being alive, you and me both, my friend. Life is short. For all I know, I could walk into the middle of the road and get hit by a bus tomorrow on accident. I don't know. It's my hope that I make it into my as long as possible, but you never know. Goes back to my gratitude conversation. Let's see. Megan's like, I also did a tiny research for the mementos Ember had of her fallen spider demon comrades. Spider demon comrades are cool. Even the spider queen's crown helmet. That's very cool, right? And even if you're getting brainstorming or development, that's really still working on your story building, right? Yeah. Even if you're not putting words onto a page, if you're brainstorming or planning, that's still part of it. Now, the opposite side of that, the only challenge is if all you do is brainstorming and planning for months and months on end and you don't write at all, then I might challenge the writing bit a little bit. If you're like, hey, I need more time to brainstorm, then I'm always like, set a goal. How long do you need to brainstorm your plot? Do you need to brainstorm for 6 months? Is that like your process? Then set that as a goal. And I think that's really what it comes down to for me.
Yeah.
Let's see. And Mary's like, hopefully less words now is less to cut later. That's the goal of most writers, my friend. And then just wait till you get to the editing stage. Editors, cut, delete. Style doesn't make sense. Comma splice, head hopping. I'm not saying you, Mary. I'm just saying in general. I'm making fun of myself.
No, I get it. Editing is. I honestly kind of like it, but it's also like.
I'm sure I'm going to make a lot of. Wait, what was that?
honestly, I have to say, I like editing, but it is just so. I don't have the words for how annoying it can get. Because like you go through and then suddenly you see like a mistake that is so freaking obvious. It's like, how did I miss that before?
Mm-hmm. It happens to everyone. So when you think about like 100,000 page or word books, right, or 100 plus 60,000, even 20, 40,000, like that's a lot of words, right? No, people are going to miss things. And when we're writing in the moment, we're like, hey, I'm trying to frame this. And sometimes the words flow and we get these great sentences. Sometimes they don't. And depending on how many revisions or drafts we do, we don't always catch everything until it's called out or read by somebody else. Awesome. So I'm glad that we were able to make a little bit of progress today. We got some pretty solid conversations on writing, gratitude, goals. So I'm very happy. So thanks for joining me. I
Of course,
appreciate
as
it.
always.
You get 26 gold stars for meeting 26. Well, we are on our road to 100 writers groups. So you think we can make 100?
Oh, easily.
I was like, I don't know how many writers groups are there in a year. So okay, I guess there's 52 weeks in a year, right? Wait, 52?
So technically, it would be 52. We would get 52 at the end of a year. However, there have been a couple times where we've had a writing group kind of like inadvertently at
where
some other point.
Where we've had some informal. Yeah, there's times where we've had some informal ones. Yeah, there's times where we've had some informal ones. Yeah, I mean, I think right now, and obviously, like we have a lot of new things planned for 2025, so I can't spoil anything just yet. But the one thing I can say is that once again, the goal of the Write Now community is to create a collaborative experience that's more than just myself. I am just one writer, one weirdo who likes to write every day. And it is my goal to be able to bring more writing styles, more writing varieties, whether to the chat, the Discord, or the live stream experience. So I think this is another great call out. If you want to be involved with the Write Now community, maybe you want to hop on more live streams. Maybe there's like, you're like, hey, you know what? I want to try doing a writing sprint live stream. Or maybe you just want to be in the back end. You're like, hey, I want to just help the community grow, right? My goal is to make this the biggest writing community that's accessible for writers. Let me know. Drop a comment, shoot me an email, do all the things. I'll post in the YouTube description. Yeah, you guys know how to reach me. But that's how we started with our these streams, especially getting into adventure right now. And we did a game stream here with Soul. Like it all started with a conversation. So definitely highly encourage you guys to come join us. As I'm putting out one more open volunteer position for 2025. So definitely come join us. Today's been great. I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, that's right. I got family time tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be a to be determined. I'll probably stream at a random time. I'll definitely stream. It'll just be at a random time. So if you want to see when I'm streaming, just stick around in the Discord. I'll post on socials as well. I'll probably stream later in the day, but we'll see. I'll be back with Scarecrow, or I might have to do more right now. Thon prep. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. So, but that brings us to the end of today's writers group, my friends. Thank you all for joining us. It's been great. But unfortunately, that brings us to the end of this stream. I'm Kaufman, and this is
Chat Soul.
And we'll catch you on the next stream. Stay creative, writers.